love that you mentioned, building these bonds with the creatures, because obviously there is such a bond with the Ochi in this movie. Can you speak to, both of you building a rapport with these creatures that are, fake and portrayed by puppeteers or people in masks? Can you speak to that in this film?
Yeah, it's a totally different work than from working with actors, like real actors, obviously, because like for the whole movie, my co-star was not alive, With Isaiah, it's just a lot of talking about ideas, about what he wanted it to look like, about what I thought it should look like as an actress, and then just like combining also a lot of movies. I was kind of like connecting all of these dots together and then creating this kind of like other world, really. And then the taller Ochis, there were humans inside.
Yeah.
So it was actually quite funny to shoot that, because like they would get in and get the helmet on and like move around, but you knew who was inside.
The first time I saw it was actually the puppet team was just like, do you want to see it? And I remember it blinked. It looked up at me and it blinked. It was so crazy. It was so real and so detailed, and it was like, having a real thing. It was like, it really was a living thing.
It
Felt
really
like it.
was, yeah. It was the first time I saw it was in London, actually, just to like rehearse, and it didn't have like fur on it yet, so it looked kind of ugly. It looked like a weird little thing, and I was like, how is that supposed to be cute in the end, But when it had fur on, it was scary because it was so lifelike, It blinked, the mouth would move.
And the mouth, when the mouth would open.
Right.
And
then you would hear the sounds from the sound guy, and then the puppeteers, I think it was like 6 people around him or something, would move him around, and they would be covered in like blue coats. So you wouldn't really, honestly, I didn't even realize they were there sometimes, because you were so focused on the puppet.
I was born on a small island in the Black Sea. People say it's a dangerous place. There are bears and wolves and something else. Something people fear is much worse.
I came to the Ochi in stages, so years before it was greenlit, we had a little money to start building prototypes. So that was the first time I saw Baby Ochi. It was furless, this kind of naked being without any facial movement, but just seeing the 5 puppeteers moving the creature was immediately, it felt alive and realistic, like my brain couldn't convince me that it wasn't alive. I knew I was onto something then, and then a couple years later, after being greenlit, I saw the face move for the first time, and it was just, on a tabletop stand without a body, but there was the face moving, and it also made me, scream. And then the adult Ochi, I never saw anything until we were a day before shooting. They arrived in the wilderness of Romania. John Nolan, our creature designer, and his whole studio and team landed with all the suit performers, and I met them out in the woods where we were going to be shooting the next day, and there was Mother Ochi. Just there's no difference between what you see in the movie and what I just saw right there in front of me. There's just like an animal, and I knew we had it, so that was exciting.
It's really amazing to meet that team and to meet John. He himself is a kind of otherworldly creature person, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
There's and all those actors inside the suits there, the sort of level of emotional and physical commitment is beautiful. And the animatronic as well is, you have to be a really good actor to understand what's needed in that very delicate, subtle expressiveness.
Yeah, the performances that are being delivered here are like these synergies of 7 people for Baby Ochi. You have 2 people remote controlling the face, someone's just on the ears and eyes, someone's on the mouth, and then you have 5 people on the body, and Rob Tigner, the head puppeteer, is kind of coordinating everyone and calling out all the thoughts of Baby Ochi and what they will say, and doing the vocalizations to synchronize the team. So it's kind of a miracle. It adds up to the feeling of something alive that can share a scene with Willem Dafoe and hold its own. Yeah, it's really cool.
Just trust me.